Yes. We have here Mr. Cuervo. Mr. Cuervo, your estimate was mentioned by Attorney Bondal. Do you have this in writing, and can you submit this to the subcommittee? You have an estimate of the fair market value. Is that the construction value of the building at 560 million?
Okay, Your Honor, I was not requested to do an appraisal of the property. However, I was asked how much similar property will cost. No? Now, we're talking about 2007 values. No? And we are not sure if these areas reported, if it's accurate. No? Because I understand the 12th floor is a roof deck. So it's not supposed to be...
we'll ask the Professor Lopez because he should know.
Maybe a few structures there could be included as part of the what we call a 12th floor structure. And then another thing I saw about regarding the values, it was on an average for the whole building when some of the floors are parking floors, no? Including the roof deck. I saw it's the same value in the computation for the total cost of the whole building. So there is a need to do fine-tuning. No? Now, the value I gave is in assumption that the 12th floor is totally covered, and the lower floors are all also part of the school and not parking buildings. So my estimate is still in the low side. I mean, sorry, it's on the high side. No? So the value should be lower than what was reported.
My question is, did you put in writing your estimate as well as the comments? Okay. Because if you did, please furnish this subcommittee with the copy.
Not yet, because there's still no request for a formal appraisal report. Everything was just verbal and.
So even this informal appraisal, you did
yes, because we don't know the floor area, and it's only now that I found out that the lower floors are parking and the roof, the 12th floor is an actual roof deck, no?
Okay, before Attorney Budal, yes, and then
correction lang po, Mr. Senator. I was just being informed na yung pong design ng building namana rin po ng mana.
Okay. Okay, that's also the information I have. So just like the Makati parking building too, no? Okay. So before we ask Professor Lopez to respond, Mayor Beris, I ask Senator Trillanes if he still needs you, and he has no more questions to be directed to you, so you're free to go, sir, Mayor. Thank you for your presence.
Maraming salamat din po. At sana nagkaroon po ng linaw at itulong namin sa inyo sa pagdinig ng Blue Ribbon Committee.
Opo, marami po kayong na-contribute na mga idea sa last hearing po, kaya salamat po sa inyong full cooperation, Mayor Beris. Thank you, sir. Professor Lopez, please. You can respond.
Mr. Chair, can I read the statement?
Yes, of course.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair, and to the members of the Senate Blue Ribbon Subcommittee. I'd like to read from a prepared statement to address some of the issues raised in the previous hearing, as well as some of the issues raised. By the way, I cannot speak for the building because
no, but you've seen the building.
Yeah, actually.
Can you describe the 12th floor?
It's a deck po. It's an operating deck. In fact, we have a garden there. We're turning it into a pharmaceutical. Kailangan kasi magtanim dun sa ating pharmacy school. So, we're converting it. So, it's operating. Hindi lang siya deck per se.
Open siya, open.
Open.
So
open.
To answer the question of Mr. Cuervo. Okay, go ahead, please. Your statement, sir.
Okay. Over the last 15 years, the University of Makati has led the country's higher education institutions in pioneering dynamic relationships with the non-academic sector to ensure the employability of its students, particularly the Makati residents. In its dualized university education system, or what we fondly call JUICE, UMAC is partnered with over 500 mostly private and some public institutions and industry associations to deliver job-relevant university degrees. These partnerships range from joint development of curriculum relevant to the competencies required in the workplace, deployment of faculty from the companies and the associations we partnered with, intensive apprenticeships and eventual placement, donations of equipment and laboratory facilities, and joint delivery of courses. The result, I'm very happy to note, is that a nearly 100% employment rate for the over 3,000 or so graduates of its DUS programs, typically within 3 to 6 months of graduation. One of our most successful partnerships is the joint venture company set up 12 years ago by the Systems Technology Institute, or STI, and one of the country's leading eye specialists on one hand, and the City of Makati on the other, the subject of last week's hearing of the subcommittee. In 2003, in response to the rise in the global demand for nursing, the City Government of Makati and STI and Dr. Jack Arroyo put up the Philippine Health Educators, Inc., or PHEI, to operate the school's College of Nursing. STI was a natural partner then because at that time, it was also ramping up its nursing courses in 19 of its schools nationwide and had just established Grow Inc., a nursing register or a placement company based in the United States to absorb its nursing graduates. STI took the 40% equity allotted for the private sector and then nominated Dr. Jack Arroyo to take the remaining 20%. Dr. Arroyo then was president of the American Eye Clinic, the country's leading high-technology LASIK eye surgery facility in the country, which was suffering from a very high attrition rate among its highly trained nurses, particularly to similar eye care institutions elsewhere in the world. So I understand he was very interested in finding a source for the nurses that he was losing to eye care institutions elsewhere in the world. Attorney Bundal described the ordinances that created the Institute of Nursing. There was a joint venture agreement between UMAC, represented by then Chairman of the Board of Regents, Mayor Jejomar Binay, and STI, represented by President Monico Jacob. PHEI was incorporated and registered with the SEC on March 19. The City of Makati owns 40% and provides base facilities and non-nursing faculty, while STI and Dr. Jack Arroyo own 60% and provide related learning experience, on-the-job training, placement, and the equity for the building of nursing-specific facilities and equipment. At that time ho, wala pa yung nursing facilities doon sa nursing building. So STI, the equity of STI funded the construction of the skills lab and the nursing facilities in one of the old buildings of the University of Makati. Then Mayor Jejomar Binay was an original director of the company, myself and the late Dr. Ernie Santos, who was director of the Hospital na Makati, with nominal shares, with nominal 1 share each, representing the City of Makati's share in the joint venture. By the way, upon his election as Vice President, Vice President Binay resigned his directorship and chairmanship of the joint venture, although I think that has not been corrected in the GIS. To address the dramatic slump in the nursing enrollment, which was suffered by all nursing schools, including our own College of Nursing, and to remain relevant and sustainable with the changing times and the growing educational needs of the health industry, the UMAC Nursing School branched out to Allied Health Sciences and changed its name to its current name, College of Allied Health Studies. Today, aside from the Center of Nursing, COAS has added 3 other centers to its roster. The Center for Imaging Health Sciences, offering courses in radiologic technology, the Center for Pharmacy, offering courses in pharmacy, and the first Center for Complementary and Alternative Medicine, offering courses in complementary and alternative medicine, the first in the country, which opened in 2012. By the way, this was the center referred to in the 2 MOAs cited by Attorney Bundal. With an estimated 2,500 graduates in 8 years, COAS counts among many of its accomplishments the 70% average passing rate in the nursing board exam over the last 10 years, with 6 top placers, and the 77% passing rate with 1 top-notcher 8th place for our first cohort of the radiologic licensure exam. It is true, as Attorney Bundal cited, that the average passing rate has been dropping, but that is really a function of a reduced number of new graduates and a continuing large number of repeat takers. So in absolute numbers po, the passing rate has dropped, but the passing rate of our new takers continue to remain high. For Makati residents, for non-Makati residents, because the college accepts students from all over the country, the College of Allied Health Studies charges approximately 27,000 per semester tuition fees plus other miscellaneous fees. Qualified Makati residents enjoy, I repeat, qualified Makati residents enjoy full tuition fees, and other fees scholarships. As of today, about 20% of the graduates of the college are Makati residents, and the equivalent value of their scholarships amount to over 140 million. And so while the college is charging tuition fees to non-Makati residents, all Makati residents who are in the school pay nothing. The city has benefited immensely from the joint venture. It has earned 42 million in dividends and around 70 million in rental, utilities, and general education faculty fees from the joint venture. The joint venture also paid in the last 5 years alone. I was not able to get the records of the previous, the first 5 years, and I suspect the amount is even larger. In the last 5 years alone, the joint venture has paid over 36 million in value added and income taxes to the national government. All benefits accruing to the ownership of the shares in the joint venture were all paid to the city. Let me stress that no Makati City official received any dividends nor compensation for representing the city in the joint venture. We are very proud at the University of Makati of not only the scholarship benefits enjoyed by our Makati resident students, but also of the financial benefits that have flowed into the city and the national coffers. We believe that the joint venture is a valid model for the development of initiatives where government and the private sector can beneficially and sustainably work together in the delivery of quality education. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Professor Lopez. Mr. Jacob, you want to say something, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor. First of all, I'd like to thank the Blue Ribbon Committee and the honorable senators for giving us this opportunity to explain our side. Second, during the hearing last time, which I was monitoring likewise, we were categorized as simply a computer school. I would like to say that we are no longer just a computer school. We have diversified very dramatically over the past many years since 2003. Today, we have courses outside of pure information technology and computer science. We have hospitality services.
When you say we,
STI.
STI,
I'm referring to STI.
because you're also part of PHEI.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm
we
sorry.
is the STI. Okay.
I'm referring to STI. As far as STI is concerned, we have diversified into mass communication, tourism, hospitality services, computer engineering, accounting technology, and we continue to diversify our courses. So we are not just simply a computer school, we are a full-blown college. As a matter of fact, of the 78 schools across the country, members of the network, we already have one university, STI West Negros University. We have only 16 education centers which offer diploma courses. The rest are all baccalaureate degree granting courses. In 2003, also, Your Honor, I'd like to inform the Senate Committee that we were already involved in healthcare. We had a joint venture with the Los Santos STI Nursing College. We had a stake in the Los Santos STI Medical Center. And as Professor Lopez has intimated, we had created a placement company in the United States in partnership with the Seventh-day Adventists of Maryland. And we were bringing nurses to the United States. We also conducted review classes for NCLEX and for IELTS. So this actually is the unique proposition that we had when we entered into a joint venture with the city of Makati. The second point I'd like to inform the committee is we relied on the representation of the city of Makati. We were very careful about entering into the joint venture. And so we were presented with an ordinance authorizing the then Mayor Jejomar Binay to enter into an agreement with us. We negotiated the agreement. Subsequently, we understand, and that it has been presented, that the joint venture agreement has been ratified by the City Council. And this is the reason why, after the City Council had ratified the negotiated agreement, that we created or we organized PHEI. And we have been working together with the City of Makati in a public-private partnership, which the government is pursuing today. And we are very proud of this successful implementation of a public-private partnership. We believe everything has been above board, and we continue to have faith that a partnership like this of both the public and the private will continue to be a model that the government will subscribe to. Finally, I just would like to make reference to the impairment that Attorney Bondal had made reference to. Our capital is not impaired. In 2012, there was a net income of about 5.6 million pesos, and we had about 21 million in cash, and we declared a 20 million peso dividend in the next year of 2013. But it came from a 2012 net. So there is no impairment actually of the capital of PHEI. Again, I'd like to thank the honorable senators for the opportunity to explain our side, and that will be all, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Jacob, in the ordinance authorizing the then Mayor Binay to negotiate for the establishment of the nursing school, STI was already mentioned.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that means that prior to the drafting and the passing of the said ordinance, you already had negotiations. So was it STI who approached the city government?
Well, it was a joint effort, Your Honor.
No, the idea. Who first got the idea?
Well,
STI or the mayor?
I think
Professor Lopez.
I think it was.
Mr. Chair, when I took over the university, I've always, and in fact, this has characterized my 15 years of being. I've always looked for partnerships, especially with institutions that can provide placement. The attraction to STI was not so much its ability to ramp up the nursing courses, was at that time the establishment of Grow Inc., which was their placement company, was very attractive to us because it ensured at that time, we thought, the ability to place the students. And so that was a crucial factor in why, from my perspective as the president of university, kung bakit po inendorso ko po yung STI sa syudad. Inendorso ko po sa syudad yung STI, pero dahil po ako'y tagapamalakad ng isang eskwela, hindi ko naintindihan yung pamamalakad ng gobyerno. Yung pong pagtatayo ng governance structure and all the legislative framework to make it happen, in-endorse ko po sa syudad at ang syudad po ang nag-take over from there.
2003 po ito, di ba?
Opo.
Noong 2003, pag sinabi mong STI, ano may isip natin? Nursing o computer?
Computer po, but I was aware.
So, ano na ang involvement ng STI in 2003 sa nursing at ano ng achievements niya sa nursing education field that for Professor Tomas Lopez to have heard or to have entertained STI as the
napakaliit naman ho ng mundo. Kilala ko po yung chairman ng STI, si Yossi Tanco, and he would tell me about the plans of STI. I also met at that time Dr. Annabel Borromeo, one of the leading nurses in the US, had come back and was helping STI develop the courseware for STI to branch heavily into nursing.
Kaya nga, lumalabas na you entertained partnering with STI because of their plans. Not because of their achievements.
No po. Because particularly at that time, nakatayo na po yung kanilang placement company called Grow. Particularly.
If I may,
Placement company.
Placement company po.
Placing, giving employment to not only nurses.
Nurses po. It was purely
Exclusively
it was a
nurses.
nursing register in America. Ang
Okay.
tawag nila ay,
Okay.
ay nursing
Yeah,
register.
placing nurses which they did not educate at the time, di ba?
Not necessarily kanila.
Kaya nga.
Opo.
Yeah, Mr. Jacob.
yeah. Well, first, at that time, we were already involved with the Los Santos Medical Center. So we owned we owned 48% of STI, the Los Santos STI Medical Center. So we were actively involved in the running of the hospital. At the same time, we had 52% of the De Los Santos Nursing College. It's called then at the time BLS STI Nursing College. And then we went into nursing in a big way because of the nursing demand. And we established about 19 STI schools as nursing colleges. And as far as the Global Resource for Outsourced Workers is concerned, or GROW, we had also partnered with, as I mentioned earlier, the Seventh-day Adventist based in Maryland. And we brought nurses to the United States. These were actually nurses who were not graduates of STI or the Los Santos STI because we just started working with them. But we have brought over 200 nurses to the United States. No? Hospitals in Florida, hospital in New York.
Professor Lopez, if you want to send your graduates to Florida, do you need to partner with STI?
It was the philosophy of the leadership of UMAC, Mr. Senator, as much as possible to have clear pathways from school to the placement sector. That is why I have said that we have over 500 private sector partners na not only involved in the delivery of the courses, but also involved in ensuring placement for our students. That has been a very consistent theme in our management of the university since 2000, Mr. Senator.
You said that you put up the joint venture, which you subsequently named Philippine Healthcare Educators Inc. Di ba? Tama yan, Professor Lopez. You put it up to operate the College of Nursing.
Opo.
And at that time, when you put this up, you used the old building.
Opo.
And the STI contributed some facilities and improvements.
Opo. Opo.
Now you're using the new building.
Opo.
That one being questioned by Attorney Binay. No, you're now using the new building.
The College of Nursing has moved to the new building. It is not the nursing building po. It is called the Health and Physical Sciences Building.
So that's the official name of the building.
Opo.
Health and Physical Sciences Building.
Yung pong nursing component niya is half a floor na hospital simulation and another less than half a floor of offices of the College of Nursing. Doon po sa design niya, meron din siyang another floor na hospital simulation na hindi po nagamit dahil nga yung number of students had shrunk. So, ang ino-occupy lang po ng College of Nursing ngayon sa new building is effectively less than one floor of the 12 floors.
There's no more, the College of Nursing is no longer using the old building.
Wala na po.
Yung same location ba yan? Was the old building demolished or iba?
Hindi po.
Iba? Okay, so iba na. Okay, so in this new building called the Health and Physical Sciences Building
Opo.
was totally financed in its construction by the City of Makati.
Yes po.
How about the equipment, the fixtures, the furniture we see
Financed by
inside?
the City of Makati.
So no contribution anymore
Wala na
from
po.
the SDI?
Wala po.
Wala na. And you feel that the 60-40
Well,
sharing is still fair and reasonable?
the joint venture po pays rent for the use of the of the facilities po, actual space used, meron pong rent na binabayad until today.
You submitted to us actually the shareholders agreement between STI and the city government of Makati. Because you said that there is no memorandum of agreement or memorandum of understanding. This is the only agreement between
As far as I know po.
the agreement you submitted contains a provision on ownership structure of the joint venture company that you are supposed to put up.
Opo.
It says that the university shall own 40% of the joint venture company. STI shall own 60% of the company. So has this not been violated with your admission that Dr. Jack Arroyo owns 20%?
I think, sir, Mr. Chair, dun po sa last item,
Who can explain?
Well, Your Honor, in the joint venture agreement, the provision that you were reading, Your Honor, had an additional clause which says that it's 40% the city of Makati, 60% STI or its nominees or assignees. That is in that joint venture agreement.
Wala, sir. I'm reading the one you gave me. Period na, sir. Period na. STI shall own 60% of the company. Period. In another page.
I think it's Article 16, sir, the last. Assignability.
Assigning it. Okay.
Transferability po.
So, meaning to say that in the articles of incorporation, Dr. Jack Arroyo was not yet there.
No, he was there na po.
So, when you formed the joint venture company, it was 60% was not given to STI at the start because it was already given to Dr. Jack Arroyo.
As a matter of fact po, hindi na po 60% ang STI from the start. But when the idea of Dr. Jack Arroyo coming in was broached to us, we had no problem with it because we felt it enriches the partnership, not only between a public educational institution, a private educational institution, but also an operator of a facility where our nurses and nursing students could train in high-level technology that we felt was required by the workplace.
And did you in fact use the facilities of Dr. Jack Arroyo?
Yes. Nag-training po yung mga nursing doon. And in fact, I think there are several students, nursing graduates who've been hired by American Eye.
So, okay, the PHEI is a private corporation.
Opo.
So, that means that it was organized to earn a profit.
Opo.
How do you earn your profit?
Well, like any company, revenue minus costs po.
Saan po galing ang revenue, sir?
From tuition fees from the non-Makati residents paying an average of total of over 30,000, including fees, 27,000 po ang tuition fees plus miscellaneous fees. And then less expenses. Ang direct expenses po niya ay yung nursing faculty paid by the joint venture. So the nursing faculty are paid by the joint venture. The general education faculty, the joint venture pays UMAC, not the individual faculty. The general education subjects are taught by UMAC faculty, but the joint venture pays UMAC for the fees of the faculty at a standard rate that includes a margin po, Mr. Chair. And then, of course, rentals are paid and utilities are paid for the space used by the joint venture.
Can you describe to us the student body of the College of Nursing? How many are enrolled? How many are if they are from Makati, they are 100% subsidized?
Opo, wala
sige.
pong
How many are from Makati? How many
20%,
are
approximately 20% are from Makati, 80% are from other localities. As of today, because nag-slump po ang nursing, pa-pick up pa lang. That's why we lost in the last 2 years dahil bumagsak yung nursing. Kabubukas lang ko yung 3 kolehiyo. Siguro now we have about 1,000 students. Out of the 15,000 students of the University of Makati, about 1,000 are from the College of Nursing.
And you declared 20 million dividend last year?
2014.
2014?
2013 po.
2013.
Opo.
Okay, can you tell us how the 20 million was distributed?
Well, 40% to STI, 20% to Dr. Arroyo, and 40% to the City of Makati.
So kaya nga, para klaruhin natin na those who have nominal shares, it's not 1%, Atty. Bundal. It's one share, not 1%. So those with one share in their names, how much did they get?
Nothing po.
Okay na sa kanila yan. Nothing.
Wala po.
So 8 million UMAC out of 20, 8 million UMAC, 8 million STI, and then 4 million Dr. Jack Arroyo.
Tsaka po yung dividends, I think, pay one-time tax. No? May final tax po yun. So taxes had been paid.
So less 20 million, less taxes.
Less
okay,
taxes.
okay. Basta more or less ganun din yung distribution.
Apo.
So you think that's fair? What did Dr. Jack Arroyo contribute and what did STI contribute?
Well,
As for the year 2012 when you declared 2012 or 2013?
Well, they contributed the initial equity ko. Magkano yung kay Jack? 3 million. Total. At the beginning. Plus, eventually, mga 3 million po ang, more than 3 million ang contribution ni Dr. Jack. And mga
3 million Dr. Jack when they formed it. And then?
You know, sa University of Makati, hindi mo 2.5 kay Jack and 5 for STI. The university or the City of Makati did not contribute cash. Yun hong rental payments, when they reached 5 million, yun po ang equivalent equity ng syudad, and then the joint venture began to pay rent thereafter after the 5 million had been paid up.
Okay, so ang justification nyo naman, even if the City of Makati contributed the 1 billion plus building, is that PHEI pays rent.
Pays rent.